Welcome to Dr. Cush's Exotic Drinks. I'm, of course, Dr. Cush, along with my barback Kyle. I'm not a real doctor, but I did spend almost 2 decades running some of LA's best bars. After years of teaching classes and training bartenders, I want to demystify the cocktail world for you. Let's try a few new things as I open up my bar to everybody. Belly up, chat, and let's have a drink. It's good to be home. Welcome everybody to Dr. Cush's Exotic Drinks. I am Dr. Cush. We are here tonight. Let me tell you the history of what we're doing here tonight. So at first, I had not checked any of my social media. I had not checked my calendar. And so today when I went to go set up my class, I went over to the Instagram. We are live on Instagram. If you guys are watching us on Instagram, you guys can comment. And I can put your little thing up like I'm doing this with Godzilla the Hun right here, who's having a Lapu Lapu tonight. Great cocktail. So I went over to Instagram to set it up, and there was my friend Tammy. My friend Tammy was welcoming me to National Margarita Day. I said, what a great day, National Margarita Day. Boy, I don't even have to think about that one. I can pump out 3 margaritas like that, no problem. This is about 3:30 in the afternoon. And then right underneath it, in the comments section, a woman that we all know, oh, let me turn this on. A woman that we all know, that we all respect, who was at a sound bath tonight, our good friend Bon Bon, had written an addendum. Had written a little comment, and it said, don't forget, it is also Don the Beachcomber's birthday. And I thought, I'm a Tiki show. I literally am a Tiki show. There is no option. I am a Tiki show. Let me tell you what kind of Tiki show I am. I am a Tiki show that has shunned an entire creator of Tiki. We don't celebrate Trader Vic's birthday in here. Absolutely, we do not. Celebrate Dawn's birthday in here. And I could not believe I had forgotten that. So at about 4 o'clock, I started working on the show. So this is about 2 hours into this. This is going to be a lot going off of memory. It's also going to be going off of a lot of what I already have at the bar, because I wasn't able to sort of start making things. So with it being Don the Beachcomber's birthday, we're going to be making 3 Don the Beachcomber cocktails. 3 true classics of Don the Beachcomber. We'll be making his Donga Punch. We're going to be making his Never Say Die. And we're going to be making another one that is Don the Beachcomber. Apparently, this is his version of the Mai Tai. So that's what we had. And that's what we're going to make. So get ready for that. We'll talk about Don the Beachcomber here a little bit as well. And talk about the drinks that he has made and what an impact he has had upon the bartending world. So if that sounds interesting to you, I stick around. Don't go anywhere. Hit that like button. If that sounds interesting to you, hey, why don't I do this? Let me just meet you at this camera. If that sounds interesting to you, go ahead and hit that like button. Anyway, all right, let's get into, let me say hello to everybody that is here. There are some people that are not always here that are here tonight. Very excited about those people. There are some people that are here all the time. Extremely excited about those people. Let me say hello, first of all. Yes, without Bon Bon, I would have completely forgotten about Don the Beachcomber's birthday. I don't have it as an alarm, but I do have it as a date in my calendar. I do not have many of my friends' birthdays marked in my calendar. I wait for my producer to tell me when those are coming up. So thank you to Bon Bon for remembering this. Here is Moose. Moose, greetings to you. Yes, I am back. I'm so sorry about last week, guys. It just... every time I tried to set up a show at the right time, it was always the wrong time. It just kept running like that, like Sideshow Bob in The Simpsons. Every time I would try and do it, step on a rake. Right in the face. Very difficult. Here is Shawnee P. Good evening and happy birthday to Donn Beach. Absolutely very happy birthday to him. Hopefully, wherever he is sipping on a zombie and watching this show. And if, honestly, Don the Beach, just real quick, meet me over here. Don Beach, if you're watching the show, you can hit like too. Anyway, let's see. We got this. This is Bootopia asking that incredible Bootopia question. Is this live or a replay? That is difficult to say. If you are watching it right now, it is live. But if you're watching it right now, but it's later, It's a replay. Listen, time and space is very difficult. You got to watch Doctor Who. He'll explain all that stuff to you. I can't do the rest of that. Here is KT in the place to be. We're using one of his oranges tonight. Very excited about that. Here's Richie the Whiff. I got a very nice text message from somebody just the other day from my good friend Meg. Meg's been on the show a couple times. She's written a couple books. Well, I'll just bring up the menu. She wrote a couple books, and I wrote the menu in one of those books, maybe two of those books. And she was very excited. She said, "Oh my goodness, you have," and this is what she said, "you have the nicest audience." And I said, "I definitely do." She said, "Richie the Whiff is one of my patrons, so or one of my Kickstarters. So awesome! I love you guys getting out there and helping out people, friends of the show. We have a couple friends of the show coming on here soon. I'm working with some tequila guys because that's my blind spot. We have a lot of great people coming on, so I love that you guys are out there helping other people as well as helping this show. Let me say hello to Jay Carter, the party starter. He is here and ready to go. We don't see Jay Carter here live all the time, but when we do, his sound effects on the first page. So Godzilla the Hun, the most rational person in this whole audience. Godzilla the Hun is here. Happy Don's Day to you, my friend, as well. DC Debbie Clark, winner of the 2023 Cush Derby, is in the house. Paul Bell Amaro was waiting for a margarita. That was almost the case. Had Bon Bon not written about Donn Beach birthday, we would have been making margaritas tonight. And if I had not read any of that stuff, we would have just made 3 random drinks that I had been thinking about all week. So that is what we did. Started reading Liquid Intelligence from cover to cover. That's a great one. Davey Arnold, one of the world's great bartenders, truly a pioneer. Maybe one day we'll talk about him the same way that we talk about Donn Beach. Maybe not the exact same. Street PI, our resident Tiki cop is here. Good to see you, Street. Always a pleasure, pal. Never a chore. Let's see what else we got in here. Dr. Don's birthday is in my calendar due to your show last year. Oops. I can't forget it then. I cannot believe I forgot. This is horrible. Like button is different than the heart one. Deidre Lee. I don't know. I would love to tell you that I know a lot more about that, but I do not know. The Goofy Sufi is watching over on Instagram. If you guys are watching over on Instagram, I can see what you're saying. And over here, Bill Holmes, a guest of the show, said he missed me at karaoke. I was, unfortunately, Bill, I was traveling all over the place, teaching cocktail classes. I taught a great cocktail class in South Carolina with a wonderful group called the Dursey Group. That's pretty cool. Dr. Taco, wondering who this Don guy is. Oh, Dr. Taco, I will explain. I will explain it to you like you have never heard of it. Don't worry about that. I'm pretty good at that. Cheers to Sean from D. Low Carb Cocktail Guy is here. Good to see you. First time on Instagram. D Dunkley on YouTube. Oh, good to see you, D Dunkley. This is Yelk Nude 9. But we'll try and remember D Dunkley is over there. Again, if you guys are watching on Kick or what's the other one? Twitch or Instagram or YouTube or Facebook. You guys can all comment. So it is good to have everybody here. What's going on to Slash and P as well? Sorry, Sashin P. What's up? Oh, Sashin. Sashin. I just did a whole thing with him. Good to see you, Sashin. Cheers to you, pal. Okay. Donn Beach. Who is Donn Beach? Donn Beach is one of the greatest bartenders to ever live, and I do not say that without gravitas. You guys know, if anybody knows bartenders, I love bartenders. My heroes are bartenders. I think that Sammy Ross is a modern day Picasso. I believe that Constante Ribialagua Vert absolutely changed the world. I like Hemingway mostly because of what he did for drinking. I love bartenders. My favorite bartender is Ernesto Raymond Beaumont Gantt, who eventually changed his name to Donn Beach. He started up Don Beachcombers on McCadden Place in Hollywood, which I used to live right next to. I believe right now it is an LA Fitness. Don't worry about that whole part. He started basically from his experience traveling all across the world, from port to port, running rum, running goods. Probably not doing good stuff. Probably not always good stuff. But he learned about all of these great new flavors, and he brought them back in 1930, about 1933, right after Prohibition started. He started up a bar called Don the Beachcomber. He eventually changed his name to Donn Beach. He ran a bar during Prohibition. No, don't do that. Called Ernie's Place. Some people think that he probably changed his name to Don the Beach to get sort of away from that whole thing. So he brought all kinds of fun new flavors. Rum was seen as a pirate's drink, a sort of a scallywag drink before Donn Beach came through with it. He came through with it in a big way. If you are a fan of rum, then you are a fan of Donn Beach. And if you've never heard of a Donn Beach cocktail, I might list a couple for you. Let's see. We got the Zombie, the Navy Grog, the Missionary's Downfall. We got Three Dots and a Dash. We got the Pearl Diver. We got the Test Pilot, the Jet Pilot. We got the Cobra's Fang, the Shark Tooth, the Puka Punch, the Rum Barrel, Dr. Funk, Vicious Virgin. You have Beachcomber's Gold, the QB Gold. The QB Cooler. You have the Montego Bay. You have Tahitian Rum Punch, Black Magic, Special Planter's Punch. You got the Pago Pago. You got the Rum Julep, Beachcomber's Punch. You got the Captain's Grog. You got the Leilani Volcano, the PE, the Payai, however you pronounce it. It's the West Indian Punch. You have Pieces of Eight. You have Black Stripe. You have Jasper's Jamaican. You have the Mystery Garden. You have the Volcano Bowl. Colonel's Big Apu. You ever heard of that one? We've never made it on the show. We're going to make it soon. We got the Huki Lao, the Nui Nui. You have the Menehuni Juice. You have the Derby Daiquiri. You have the Last Rites, the Mai Kai Special, the Hawaiian Room Cocktail. You have Rum Rhapsody. You have the Star, the Planner's Star. You have coconut rum cooler. You have the rum pot. You have the Samoan fog cutter. You have the Scorpion, the original version of the Scorpion. You have the fog cutter, which he influenced and sort of adapted from his own. You have the Kona grog. You have the Royal Hawaiian rum punch. You have the Swizzle cup. You have the Big Bamboo. You got the Mission Bells. You got the Tonga punch. You got the Sumatra Kula, probably the first ever tiki drink. You have the Wikilau. You have the Waikikian. You have the Demerara Dry Float. You have the Queen's Road. You have the Penang Aphrodite. Why not? You have the Rum Cow. You have Hot Butter rum, and then you have the three that we're making tonight: the Donga Punch, the Never Say Die, and Donn's Mai Tai. If I missed one, let me know. Go back and watch that whole thing again. So we're gonna be making three of his very simple cocktails. Donn Beach, known for getting real deep into rum mixing and big ingredients and lots of ingredients. That is not what we're doing tonight. Yes, some of these have up to 6 ingredients, but that's low for what this guy was doing. So, all right, cool. We have some favorites coming in here. The Nui Nui. Nui Nui, the greatest Christmas cocktail of all time. 3 dots and a dash. Hard to beat a 3 dots and a dash. I recommend going back and trying some of those other ones that I just rattled off completely from memory. Don't watch where my eyes were. Okay, let's get into it. We're going to start off with a Donga Punch. And in order to get into the Donga Punch, we have to understand what the mystery of Donn Beach was. Donn Beach was terrified, with good reason. Just because you're paranoid does not mean that they're not all after you, right? We all understand that. Just because you're paranoid doesn't mean that they're not all after you. Anybody ever seen What About Bob? If you fake it, then you don't have it. One of the greatest lines of all time. Anyway, Don the Beach was pretty paranoid of getting ripped off. And why was that? Because, of course, he was getting ripped off constantly. People were opening up bars literally called the Beachcomber, just in other states. His wife eventually stole the whole thing from him. And most importantly, a man named Victor Jules Bergeron. Do I have a bad sound effect? Let me just, one second. Let me just put it in here. I think I might have it in songs. Yeah. Victor Jules Bergeron. Even scarier when the audio doesn't work. They were stealing from him. They stole his idea. Trader Vic went up and did better stuff, but did good stuff. Other people did bad stuff with it, but I'll give Vic his stuff. He was so paranoid that he was hiding recipes, specifically hiding mixes that he would put in. So it took people like Jeffrey Beachbum Barry to really get their hands dirty, probably get a little drunk, probably a little drunk, making and remaking and finding these old recipes and these old mixes. So we're going to start off with a very simple mix that in the end turns almost any drink into a Don the Beachcomber drink because it does use Don the Beachcomber's mix number 1. Thank you, Godzilla the Hunt. That was scary. Don't know how to fix the soundboard sometimes. Don't leave Stephen Crane. Yes, Stephen Crane. I did a whole. If you guys want to know about Stephen Crane, I did an entire My Favorite Bartender series on Stevie Crane. A really good dude. But it's not what we're talking about. Tonight we're talking about Donn Beach. Donn Beach, I think, actually liked Stevie Crane. Donga Punch. Donga Punch, super, super simple. It is mostly just a daiquiri, but instead of the sweet that we normally put in here, which is going to be simple syrup, instead we're going to switch that out for Donn's Mix number 1. Donn's Mix number 1, incredibly simple to make, very difficult for a long time to figure out. Very difficult for a long time to figure out. It took our best men. Really, some of these people should have been working on cures for various diseases. Instead, they were trying to figure out exactly how to make Donn's Mix. Donn's Mix is incredibly simple. We need 1.5 ounces of some Donn's Mix. We're just going to make it fresh. This right here is not pink plantation rum. It's not what it is. We had some extra grapefruits. I come from the land of grapefruits, a place called Arizona. Play the sound effect, I guess, while we're doing that. What is that? Exclamation?
This is the way we talk in Tucson, Arizona.
They're all going to do that little bubble thing. I come from a place called Arizona. Arizona has a lot of grapefruits, and so whenever I go back home to Arizona, I am sent home with lots of grapefruits, and I keep asking them, please, oh please, oh please, can we make them white grapefruits? But they never can. They're always pink grapefruits. Fresh grapefruit juice is always better than bottled grapefruit juice. So if you have to choose between fresh pink and bottled white, go with fresh pink. So we're going to go ahead and put in 1 ounce of some grapefruit juice. Glug, 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 glug. There we go. And in order to make Donn's Mix, we have to add one more ingredient to that, and that ingredient is, of course, going to be cinnamon syrup. Cinnamon syrup. Cinnamon syrup, incredibly easy to make. Pretty easy to store. Cinnamon syrup. There we go. This is cinnamon syrup. You can tell because there's cinnamon in it. It's simple syrup. We've talked about simple syrup on the show a lot. 1 part sugar, 1 part water. And then once that has sort of started to boil, put in a couple cracked pieces of cinnamon and let that just sort of steep. You're just making basically a really sweet cinnamon tea. Go ahead and put in 1/2 ounce. There it is. 1/2 ounce of cinnamon syrup. In this glass right here. This is magic, folks. Donn's Mix. That's it. It is 2 parts grapefruit, 1 part cinnamon syrup. That's all there is to it. Pretty good. All right. After that, we're just going to make a daiquiri. All right, so you can adjust this how you like. Just know that the cinnamon syrup, because it's sort of a lesser part of the Donn's Mix, isn't going to give you that big sweet that you want. So if you want to add a little bit of cinnamon syrup to this, or sorry, a bit of a simple syrup to this to sort of even it out. I taught a whole thing this week about how to balance. So it was kind of cool, and we're going to work on it here on the show soon because sometimes you just do this for long enough, you forget what you ever learned. We're going to go ahead and put in 1/2 ounce of some lime juice. We know here on the show we use pseudo juice. If you want to know how to make pseudo juice, I also got a video on that. So you want to do a marathon, watch the Stevie Crane episode. And immediately after that, watch pseudo juice. You'll figure it out. 1/2 ounce of some lime juice. Excellent. Oh, pretty darn good. All right. We need rum. We always need rum. Why? Why is there never rum already in the glass when I get it? We need an agricole rum. Now, I technically do not have an agricole rum. What I do have is a cane rum that comes from Colorado. The Denver International Spirits Competition. It got silver. Pretty good for a rum. And it is a rum distilled from the cane of the sugar, not from molasses. Most sugar is made from the process of, when you make sugar, the process splits the molasses from the sugar. This is actually made from the cane. So all of that good molasses flavor and all of that good like grassiness of the cane is going to be in here. That's what we're looking for. If you don't want to go trying to figure out what's going on, always just look for something that says agricole or Martinique. And I'm being shamed by Dr. Taco. I totally couldn't agree more. These are, and I will tell you this real quick, Dr. Taco, these are the salad days. One day when this show takes off and we have 1 billion viewers every time, one in 7 people is watching this, and they're watching me proselytize about the virtues of a tiki bar and how truly the bar is the last great place that we can all come together, and this is the greatest community of all time because we sort of know each other, but we sort of don't, so we're always learning new things. When 1 in 7 people on this planet is reading about that, I'll have a fully stocked bar. Currently, I don't. We need 2 ounces of a cane rum. More importantly, though, try and find an agricole rum. And that's it. Simple as that. I think, I don't know if hallucinating is the right term for that, Bootopia. I believe that this is delusions. Delusions of grandeur. So I think that's what we're looking for right now. That would be the correct answer. Tonight, even though Richie the Whiff is in attendance, I did take his very favorite thing, which is those little ice cubes that look like little moons, and I did crush them pretty hard. These are tiki drinks. So this is just ice that has been crushed. That used to be whiffing cubes, but right now they are just crushy ice. So we're gonna throw that in here, get that going. If you want to do the blender, do the blender. If you don't want to do the blender, crushed ice in a shaker should do you well. Remember, we're gonna go back and forth, up and down like this. Nice and simple. What is my favorite agricole rum? One that I always keep around. Remember, when we talk about favorites on this show, we always talk about what I like, what I can get my hands on, and what I can afford. And the stuff that I can afford that I like is Trois Rivières. Trois Rivières. I feel like they have a very nice rum that is easy to get a hold of. It's in every liquor store that I go to, fairly cheap, and it tastes pretty good. There are 1,000 of them, and I'm sure that there will be opinions on that, but I have 3 criteria. Can I find it? Do I like it? And can I afford it? We're going to go ahead and pour this out right into our glass. Look at this frosty glass. Look at that cocktail. Slightly pink. It is fresh grapefruit juice, so we do have little nibules. Is that a word? Should I say nibules? It's like little nibules. Little bits of the grapefruit in here. Garnish for this, it's up to you. I'm going to throw just an octopus on there. I'm going to throw a monkey on there. I can grab a monkey, so we'll put a little monkey on there. Bloop. And there we go. Simple, easy, no fuss, no muss. The Donga Punch, an incredibly simple cocktail, showed up on Donn Beach's very, very first menu. I was reading the whole thing today. Certainly showed up on his very first menu. And this stuff absolutely was there, and it's very, very simple to make. Let's see how we did. I've had this drink probably 200 times this year, and we're going to see what we think. Got the shaky hands. That's not good, is it? Hachi machi. Yes. So good. The thing about grapefruit juice is sweeter than the other what do you call those? Citrus juices. So if you're trying to balance, if you're trying to just substitute grapefruit juice just directly for lime juice, you're not going to be able to do it. However, that also means that you can sometimes use it as a sweetener in your cocktail, and that is what Don the Beachcomber found out, what Donn Beach found out. This thing is delicious. Even though this is not a true Martinique rum, it is made similarly, very similarly, with similar ingredients, similar processes, made different from, made from different cane, obviously, different islands. This is made on the island of, where did we say it was? The island of Denver, which, I guess technically, there's like rivers around Denver, right? Like, I guess they probably connect at some point and make the entire state of Colorado a island at some point. Can that be true? I don't know. Cheers. There we go. Wow. Delish. Suspish how delicious this is. Pretty interesting. Okay. Oh gosh, we're already at halfway through. We have 2 more drinks to get to. Okay, Kyle, come get your drink. If you are looking for a Don the Beachcomber cocktail that is incredibly simple to make, you should, if you have a bar at your house, you should probably have some cinnamon syrup ready to go, a little bit of grapefruit, a little bit of lime, and then some agricole rum. I'm sending this to you. We're gonna get Kyle's reaction. So we all remember Kyle's rating system. Oh, careful, got it. That is galove, galike, gahate. Kyle's slowly getting that out. Let me say hello real quick to our good friend Mark. Hi all. Riviera Bar at the Riviera Bar in Santa Barbara. Raquel says hi. Hello, Raquel. Good to see you, Raquel. Okay, here it comes. It's shaking, and that's a glove right there. Perfect. Well, we did it then. We have recreated a Don the Beachcomber masterpiece on his birthday, this day, the year of our Lord, 2025, on February the 22nd. So there we go. Cool. That's that. And A Bottle of Rum is a great book for learning about the history of various rums. Absolutely. That is a spectacular book. I have read it and listened to it. Correct, Boutopia. Trois Rivières Rum Agricole Rum. Rum Agricole Rum. It's a good one. It looks like this. I have a bottle of it back here. It's just, I don't have enough of it to really, that's not going to do anybody any good other than, shots after the show or whatnot. It looks like this. Very, very simple. And pretty cheap as it goes. Okay. Get into our next cocktail. The next cocktail we're going to be getting into comes with a bit of controversy. The controversy, of course, being who invented the Mai Tai. Who invented the Mai Tai? Most Tiki scholars will tell you it was definitely Victor Bergeron, Trader Vic. I have read different things. I'm no conspiracy theorist or anything, but this seems like a fairly simple. Build. The Mai Tai is. It's got, or it's a daisy. We all know the daisy form. It's 2 3/4 3/4 half. 2 of the booze, 3/4 ounce of a like a lime, usually a citrus, 3/4 ounce of some orange curacao, and then 1/2 ounce of something else to give it a little bit of kick. It seems like a pretty simple thing. And if Don had access to orgeat or falernum, there's a chance he did make this first. He's been doing it for longer, but we're not going to get into the whole controversy here. Eventually, Don did come out with his very own Mai Tai recipe, and that's what we're going to be making. We're going to be making Don's Mai Tai. There are more ingredients. It is more complex than having, say, just a simple Mai Tai. Simplicity sometimes breeds genius. I do believe that the Mai Tai is about as perfect a drink as you can get. But let's see how we do the rest of it. Yeah, let's drink a Kubi Cooler. So the Kubi Cooler is great. I was not about to make ginger syrup today. I just, to bring out the ginger syrup, I got to bring out the juicer. I got to bring out the chinois. I got to be making all kinds of stuff. I didn't. I learned about Don's birthday today at 4, and the show starts at 6, and there's stuff to do in between there. Okay, let's get into it. This is Don's Mai Tai. This was written about by his wife, Phoebe Beach, in his book, Do I have it right here? If I don't have it right here, I'm not going to tell you the name because I'll get it wrong. It's like island tropical drinks of some sort. That's not the full name. I don't think it's some sort. Okay, put this away. Next time I'm gonna have Kyle take away all of the used accoutrement as well. I feel like that'll be a great way to keep the bar nice and clean. Okay, there's that. Okay, let's get into it. We'll start over here. Obviously, like we do with most tiki drinks, we're gonna start in a shaker. I got my shaker right here. This is, of course, old teeny shaker. We're gonna go ahead and put in 3/4 of an ounce of some pink grapefruit juice. The recipe specifically calls for pink grapefruit juice, which does lead me to think maybe this was created way too late. Or maybe it was created after Donn died. Listen, I don't know what it was, but we need 3/4 of an ounce of some pink grapefruit juice. And wouldn't you know it, we got some right there. 3/4 of an ounce of pink grapefruit juice. We're also going to be putting in a little orange curacao. The original or the real Mai Tai has orange curacao, so we have it too. Put in 1/2 ounce of some orange curacao. Right there to half. Can I plead? Can I just plead real quick to the makers of booze? Do we need always to have a bottle that goes like this? It just get that out of the way. Has that just been blocking the whole time? Get this out of this guy right here. This blob right here just makes drinks harder to pour. Just have them all straight. Galliano, despite what you might think of Galliano and their whole history and whatever they got going on, Galliano's bottle is perfect. It's a perfect bottle. Yes, it's a little tall, but it's perfect. Yes, thank you, Street PI. The book, Hawaii Tropical Rum Drinks and Cuisine by Don the Beachcomber. Isn't that what I called it? I think I called it something like that. And Shawnee P says the QB cooler didn't suit his palate when he tried it last. I think that's okay. We don't all have to like the same drinks. The QB cooler is deep. Deidre calling the Galliano bottle too tall. That's true. I guess that's why some of them need shoulders. All right, let's keep going. We are also going to be putting in a little bit of lime juice, just 1/2 ounce. Again, we use pseudo juice at this bar. So 1/2 ounce of some lime pseudo juice. We need 1/3 of an ounce of some falernum. Now, lucky for us, we make our own falernum. It's our velvet falernum right here. Beautiful bottle, beautiful labeling more than anything. It really does make it seem like it came right off of a pirate ship. We need 1/3 of an ounce of this stuff. So to be honest, you could probably hit it up to 1/2 ounce if you don't have like very precise jiggers. I do not have a 1/3 in here, so I'll go between an ounce or between a 1/4 ounce and 1/2 ounce. A little closer to 1/2 ounce on that one, but we should be just fine. And then we're going to add all of Don's favorite things. We're going to be putting in just 1 rum. Also kind of suspicious that he's just doing 1 rum on this one. Obviously, Donn was known for his rum blends. He felt like he knew better than most people. So, you know, that's just how it works. I'll go ahead and put in 1 heaping ounce. Heaping. Make sure that thing heaps. When it says 1 heaping ounce, that usually just means 1.5 ounces. What am I kidding? And then I suppose if we go by the apostle rules, that would be 2 ounces. But it only calls for 1 ounce. But it does want it to be heaping. We're going to go ahead and put in just some Jamaican rum, some traditional English Jamaican rum. Now, I've had this drink before. It does call for a little bit of simple syrup. I'm going to throw that right out. Don't care about the simple syrup in this one. I like it to be a little less sweet. I feel like there's a lot of sweet going in there already. The falernum sort of brings out something. So don't worry too much about that if you are not interested. But if you do want it, go for it. The next little bit that goes in here is another one of those really important Donn creations. All right, you would never buy a Manet. He's a painter. There's also a guy named Monet, which really made art history for me tough. Those are different people. Manet and Monet. You never buy a Manet or a Monet if on the bottom corner or in one of the corners they didn't sign that thing, right? You just wouldn't do it. You need a signature for a masterpiece, and Donn had a signature, and his signature was called Herb Stirra. Herb Stirra. In all of his drinks, no, let's not say all of them. In a lot of his drinks, especially his later drinks, he started to add his little signature, and that was 2 dashes of absinthe, 2 dashes of some Angostura bitters. I happen to have both of those right here. I do not combine them beforehand. If I can avoid combining ingredients beforehand, I do. Sort of like, you know, Donn's mix. I don't just have Donn's mix sitting around all the time. I can do I can do cinnamon syrup and grapefruit. But we're gonna take a little bit of absinthe. We're gonna sign this in Donn's name. So 2 dashes of some absinthe. I'm gonna take a guess and say D is typing right now. She's saying that was 4 dashes. D doesn't watch the show enough to know that I have half dashers. And 2 dashes of some Angostura bitters. Angostura, despite the fact that it shows up in a ton of classic cocktails like the Manhattan and the Old Fashioned, does come from Trinidad and Tobago, so it technically is a very tropical ingredient. Despite the fact that it was sort of captured by the rest of the, these bartenders, it also was part of the lei-wearing bartenders' whole jam, and super fun. Go ahead and throw in some ice. We're doing all crushy ice tonight. Normally, and you guys know this, normally you don't want to shake with crushed ice. Crushed ice has way more surface area than a way more like jigs and jags of the ice than like one big cube is. But because these are so juicy, because these are so rum forward and just sort of big drinks, we can afford a little bit of icing here. Just don't shake them for long if you are doing it this way. An even better way to do this is to shake with normal ice and then pour over some crushy ice. Again, 2 hours. I put this whole thing together in 2 hours. So. Oh, what's up? This is my good friend Non-Touchable, one of the only other ice creators that I know, one of the only other ice influencers. Good to see you, Non-Touchable. It's been a long time, man. How's everything going with you? Is your ice doing well? I bought a bandsaw on the recommendation from Non-Touchable so that I could have really nice flat ice, and I've used it like 4 times. I found a different, better way to do it that could make much more ice. So, okay. I don't know what glass this goes in. Let's see. Let's find a good Donn glass. I want you guys to be able to see it, but I don't want you guys to. I wish you be able to see the cocktail. So we're not going to put it in like a big heavy. Here we go. This is what we're looking for. This is a monkey. That is a monkey. How are you with the bandsaw? Are you happy with it? Yeah, honestly, I use it more than 4 times. I use it a number of times, but it does add like 2 hours to my ice making, and as we can see, I don't get things done early. So if I'm running around at 3:30, like, oh my god, my ice isn't ready, I gotta go cut ice on a bandsaw, I'm gonna lose a finger very, very quickly. I'll go ahead and pour this guy right into the glass. Since we shook with crushed ice, we don't need to add more crushed ice to this. We're just gonna throw that right there to the top, and look at us. Look at us. I started cutting my ice infused with butterfly pea pod flower tea, and it's effing magic. Yeah, for those of you who don't know, butterfly pea flower tea changes color when you add it into citrus. So I imagine that's pretty magical when you pour that, or when you drop that kind of ice into a glass, and suddenly your ice makes your whole drink turn from a pink to, or I guess your ice would then change from a pink to a purple, or sorry, a purple to a pink, and maybe that would sort of melt out and change gradually. That sounds amazing. Non-Touchable, I believe he's also Non-Touchable over on Instagram. I can't imagine he has not put that up on his Instagram. So definitely go check that out non-touchable. A very, very fun creator to find. We have a lot of other great creators that live in this community. This right here, our good friend, Donn's Mai Tai. It kind of looks like one of the regular Mai Tais. Get a good, there we go. Cush with power tools sounds dangerous. Yeah, I think a little. Normally I'm drinking. So let me know when I need more Hamilton Breezeway rum. It's not back there. Anytime. Okay, this is Don the Beachcomber's Mai Tai. It may have been made posthumously. It has been accredited to him. It was accredited to him by a guy named Arnold Bittner and a woman named Phoebe Beach. Phoebe Beach, you might recognize the last name, was certainly married to Donn Beach, so she does have a bit of a bias. But this is what we got. Not a big booze bomb. An ounce and a half of rum, and then a bunch of other stuff. Oh. It tastes better. Tastes better. I've never made just a Mai Tai and then signed it with Don's name with the dashes of Angostura and absinthe. I've never done that, so maybe that's all I'm looking for. I love that combination, and the fact that this is what we're throwing in here is so good. The orange stands out. The rum that we chose is a great rum. I imagine if we chose some of that Lemon Heart 17, if we could ever get our hands on that bottle, put it in here, that also might make this better. It is a more complex version of the Mai Tai. That's not always what everybody wants. It's not always what everybody wants. But for me personally, I think this is a better cocktail. If you like it a little sweeter, you have the option. Throw a little bit of simple syrup in here. Bring it up to your standards, and you'll be good. And what will you be saying? Yippee! Oh, God, no! Maybe closer to that. Okay. Oh, thank you, Paul. The Breezeway will be in the next booze delivery. Paul Bellamaro, my booze guy. Yes, not putting it up yet. Got a friend working on the world-class comp with it, but I shall do it as soon as he gives me the green light. Spectacular. Good for you. That'll just be cool. Making some purple ice. When you put it in a drink, turns pink ice. Can't imagine that going poorly. Okay. Donn Beach's Mai Tai, a spectacular version of the Mai Tai. Donn Beach has another version of the Mai Tai that includes a little bit of pineapple in it. One of my favorite drinks of all time, the crappy Mai Tai. Just like a bad island Mai Tai, one of my favorite drinks of all time, mostly because of what it signifies. I also really like a vodka and cranberry, mostly because that means that I'm on a plane going somewhere. Although planes, I don't like as much anymore. Kyle, do you want this? Kyle, come get this. Come give me your rating. The people have to know. They saw me already shimmy with it. Kyle is getting less and less into sweet drinks. This is not a super sweet drink since we did not put any simple syrup into it. So I think Kyle might like this. The Beachcomber Mai Tai is pure love. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, coming to you. There you go. Just hold on to that. That's my only monkey glass. You can hold on to it if you want to. Okay, there you go. Great. Just wait for Kyle to let us know what he thinks. I'm gonna stare at you guys, so I will be as surprised as you guys are. Oh, I see the hand moving. Here it comes. Here it comes. How did Don do? That's a glove right there. That is a glove right there. Yeah! There we go. Don the Beach Mai Tai. We love a good Don the Beach Mai Tai. It is awfully delicious. Awfully, I would say nutritious even. But I'm not a doctor. I literally just call myself one on the internet. Has this been facing the wrong way the whole time? There we go. Okay. last drink, and because they say that you die twice in your life, right? They say you die 2 times in your life. They say you die when your body just stops kicking, when you're just done living. You die a second time when people stop saying your name. And I truly believe that legacy should hold a little bit of import to at least some people. It is very nice to keep a little bit of the past going forward so we don't forget where we come from, so we don't forget what it was. And drinks like these tiki drinks that Donn Beach has created certainly will live on. They will keep the 19. I truly believe that the tiki drink phenomenon will last for many hundreds of years. So we're making another drink. The last drink we're making is a drink by Donn Beach called the Never Say Die. It did show up on his, if not his first menu, on his second menu. It's got a couple more ingredients, and certainly we're going to be mixing up a little bit of, some rums and whatnot. But it is an interesting drink. Donn was always tasked with making these sort of big, let's say like fruity drinks, more male compatible. Everybody saw these drinks. You'd say that's a girl's drink or something like that, and then you'd realize that mostly it is a full punch of rum, 150 proof rum, and then a fruit smoothie, and that sounds all right to me. But he was tasked with like creating these dangerous drinks, the shark tooth, the zombie, limit 2 per customer, that kind of thing. And this is the Never Say Die. And I love the idea of this one. Even just thinking about somebody saying this drink is called the Never Say Die means that we're all probably in a little bit of trouble from drinking it. So that's what we got. It is a lot of juices. So, pull up your socks. This is going to be some intellectual spinach that we got going ahead of us. Let's get into it. We need some lime juice. We're going to start with half an ounce. Where did my jigger go? There we go. Half an ounce of some lime juice. The nice thing about this is a lot of it goes in half an ounces. So if you've never worked in a bar and had to memorize a menu because your job starts the next day, it's really nice when they all have a pretty similar ingredients numbers. So then all you have to do is remember what ingredient you throw in there. Let's go ahead and put in some orange juice. This is a orange right here. This is an orange right off of Kyle's tree. Kyle, for those of you that are new, know that Kyle, or should know that Kyle he is the orchardist of this bar. He loves his oranges. It's one of his favorite things in the whole world. Look at this. I think you guys should take a look. Beautiful inside of an orange. He's done it. He's really brought forth the goodness of the California orange. We only need half an ounce. Oh, sorry. We only need half an ounce of some orange juice right here. So we are going to measure that out. I think that's kind of important for this. We want to make sure that we do Donn right. There we go. Put this here. And Kyle, Kyle bought me this recently. Thanks for that, Kyle. We just got to remember it's there. Okay, this is half an ounce of some orange juice. We do need half an ounce of grapefruit juice. Clearly, Donn was a fan of grapefruit juice. They say if you eat a grapefruit every morning, you will lose 500 pounds or something like that. I forget the exact statistic, but it's a significant number of pounds. I think that was put forward by the grapefruit lobby, however. So I don't know if that's really true. Half an ounce of some grapefruit juice. This is nice and freshly squeezed from delicious Arizona grapefruits. I thought grapefruit trees were sort of everywhere for a long time, just because I, grew up in Arizona. I thought they were just sort of everywhere. It turns out Arizona's pretty special with their grapefruits. So thank you to my wonderful state.
This is the way we talk in Tucson, Arizona.
That's how we talk there too. This right here, of course, pineapple juice. Fresh if you can, canned if you can't. I could not today with a fresh pineapple juice, so we are instead going to be using some of this guy. We do only need a 1/4 ounce of this for the Never Say Die. So I am so bad with these jiggers these days. We only need a 1/4 ounce of this stuff, but you probably go up to 1/2 ounce. I don't think that's going to hurt anybody if you just are having a hard time remembering. That's our pineapple juice. Even bad pineapple juice is delicious. Not that those are bad, but you know. Honey, my friends. Hunny. This is runny honey. A little bit of runny honey. Rocking in this guy right here. Oh, did Tammy show up? Hey, Tammy! My good friend Tammy. Everybody knows Tammy, right? Tammy and I used to do a show together. Tammy and I are supposed to play golf sometime, and I have been hard to get a hold of. Tammy, I'll meet you at this camera real quick. I am going to be around for most of March, so let's find a day in March where we can do it. Cool. It's just between me and my friend Tammy. Kyle is very excited. Kyle loves Tammy. Okay. We need 1/2 ounce of some runny honey. Runny honey is just 2 parts honey, 1 part water. That's all there is to it. Very, very simple stuff. Please don't go buy runny honey. It will go bad. Just make enough runny honey that you're going to need for the week. Runny honey, unlike regular honey, does go bad. 1/2 ounce. Nailing it. Little snort of honey in the morning. Yippee! That's how I feel about snorts of honey in the morning. That's the base. Pretty standard base. I mean, other than like having just a ton of stuff into it. Pretty just standard, like, you know, like a tiki base. You got your grapefruit, your pineapples, you got your orange juice, you got your lime juice. They're all pretty standard. Now we're going to start to mix up our rum. So we're going to start with some Barbadian rum. Now I have this beautiful bottle of Barbadian rum that I almost never use. It was a gift, and I put it back here for sort of weird reasons. But this is, let me just see if I can't pronounce this correctly. I'm going to look you guys right in the eye as I do it, because I think it is important. Rum Barbancourt. Rum Barbancourt. Some people call it Barbancourt. Barbancourt. It's a Barbadian rum. Sorry, this is a Haitian rum. No, we'll do Haitian rum. Whatever. I messed that one up. Don't worry about it. This is rum Barbancourt. We just need about 1 ounce of some rum Barbancourt, or just find an island you like. Find kind of a rich rum from there. Go ahead and pour in 1 full ounce of this stuff. This is one of Don's famous blends of rum. He did not care for the rum, apparently, as it came out of the bottle. He liked to mix his own. For rums, I think that's okay. I see people doing that with wine often. Yes, sorry, Dr. Taco. I knew as soon as I saw that that was the case. Dr. Taco was going to yell at me. I see people do that with wines, and I think it's obnoxious. But I do think that it's cool to do with rums. We're going to be doing another rum in here. We want to put in just a little bit of white rum. What white rum do we have behind the bar? Don't look. 1/2 ounce of some white rum. We're not even going to talk about it. Just don't even look at it. Ready? 1/2 ounce of some white rum. Put it away. Tammy wants people to ask me about the pic in the background. That right there. That's Donn Beach. Who gave me that? Tammy did. It is I guess it's an unpublished picture of Donn Beach just sitting there drinking like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 drinks. I bet he was awesome right after that. All right, we also need some Jamaican rum. We already pulled out some Jamaican rum from earlier. We're gonna pull this Jamaican rum out again. This is technically, it's an English rum that is Jamaican style. This is made Englishly, but in the Jamaican style. Might be made in Jamaica. Certainly an English company, Smith and Cross. Go ahead and put in half an ounce of some Jamaican rum. Yes, thank you, Tammy. Tammy did get that for my 40th birthday. Boy, that doesn't seem like that was that long ago, but old Dr. Cush has started to plan his birthday show again, and and that will be 3 years. Smells so good. Put in 1 dash of some Angostura bitters. And we're going to shake this one. Obviously, we're going to shake this one. I'm learning right now that non-touchable is either a really good student or speaks German. I can't tell. He might be a robot as well, like one of those German-speaking robots. Give this a taste. This cool move. We're pretty sure. Okay, Butopia is pretty sure that he is AI, and non-touchable is also thinking maybe he is also become self-aware. You know what drink I want to put this in? I never get to use this glass because we never, ever, ever make pearl divers in this class. But the pearl diver, of course, a Donn Beach cocktail. So we're gonna make this in a pearl diver glass. This is a pearl diver glass. Certainly a unique glass. Certainly a unique glass. It is really only for one cocktail. People put other cocktails into them, but it's only made for one cocktail, the pearl diver. So we are right now being sacrilegious to the poor pearl diver. But pearl divers are hard. Pearl divers, that gardenia mix, not easy. Go ahead and pour this guy in. Seems like there's a lot more in there than not. Pour the rest of that out. Right up to the top. Look at that. Look at that wash line. Who knows his drinks? Put a big straw in there. Don't get to use my large straws all that often. We'll put a, what else should we put in here? We'll put one of these in there. Put that like that. Very nice. Maybe we'll put a little bit of cinnamon stick in there. No, there wasn't cinnamon in here. Cinnamon stick's gonna fall right to the bottom. Let's put a, oh, you know what? I threatened an octopus earlier. Put an octopus in there. Wash line, Cush, exactly. Wash line. Thank you, D. D says it's a great glass. I think it's a great glass. This right here, guys, is a cocktail called the Never Say Die. Now I do a cheers on this show often, and the cheers is really about remembering a person that has passed on. And I feel like this is pretty appropriate to then do this cheers for this. It is by a man named Donn Blanding, who was the poet laureate of Hawaii, and he would have been living on Hawaii at about the same time as Donn. I like to think that Donn Blanding eventually made it into Don the Beachcombers on Hawaii. I'd love to think that he was inspired by what Donn Beach was bringing to the whole thing. So I do believe that this is appropriate. It is called, I believe it's either called effigy or eulogy. It's one of those things, but it goes like this. And this is for our good friend Donn. Do not carve upon stone or wood. He was honest or he was good. Instead, write in smoke on a passing breeze 7 words. And the words are these that say all that a volume could. He loved, he laughed, and he understood. Cheers. Spectacular drink. Wow. Yeah. Yep. This tastes like one of Donn's earlier drinks. I think that he is a lot of juice, but certainly very interesting rums that go into this that really bring up, that gives you that tiki flavor. There is a flavor of that is sort of tiki, and it is going to be like a mix of those Jamaicans, Barbadians, Haitian in my thing today. But it does give you a lot of like really interesting flavors into it. I can see why this did not become one of his most famous cocktails of all time, but certainly has that amazing Donn Beach flavor. I believe that Crazy Cat Chef also believes the same thing, because he gave me a cheers. So thank you, Crazy Cat Chef. Each of those words makes it get weirder and weirder. I mean, crazy, you start off, you're calling yourself crazy. It's weird. And then you're a crazy cat. Okay, well, it's the crazy person versus crazy cat. I'd rather be in a room with a crazy person, I think. And then there's the chef part of it. Now you're playing with knives. It's weird. Good to see you, Crazy Cat Chef. Okay. Freaking delicious. I want to thank my good friend in my heart. We never met. He was I was 7 years old when he died. Donn Beach, for absolutely creating a culture that just for some reason, just absolutely rings my bell. I love it. I love it so much. And without Donn Beach bringing this to the forefront and finding new ways to bring big flavors into cocktails, we would all still be drinking things like the old fashioned and the Manhattan, which two great drinks, but after a while it just gets to be too much. So thank you to Donn Beach. Thank you to all of you that join my class. I was just while I was away from it this week, I did not realize how very much I missed it. I did not do 3 shows this week, and I only do 3 shows a week, so I missed all of last week. So we are back now. And I just missed you guys. So hopefully I did not offend anybody for being away for so long, but I know that there were just things that I had to do. But I am going to be, for the most part, I'm going to try and be back here as much as I can. We will be doing a couple pre-recorded shows this week. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm almost done with with all my traveling. So we're almost done there. But I love seeing you guys at the bar. And I love that this community just continues to grow, and as it grows, it just gets better. So we just have so many great people coming through here. So thank you so much for everybody that is new, everybody that is old, and everybody that does not see them as either one of those things because they don't believe in time and space. So that is great. Thank you, Utopia. Appreciate you. A reminder, guys, that these classes will always remain free, but if you can help out, there's a couple ways you can do it. I do have a Patreon. We do have a new Patreon. We have a new member this week, so I do want to say a big thanks. He's not here, but to Roger G. Roger G has joined the ranks of local at the bar, so thank you, Roger G, for joining me and joining us as a Patreon member. I also have a Venmo and a PayPal. Really, all that does is it makes it so that our good friend Dr. Taco doesn't yell at me for not having the right kinds of rum. Sometimes I just can't afford the right kinds of rum. You know, this is not a big money maker for me, so it is tough to always have the right stuff. But if you guys can help out, that's a great way. If you can't help out that way, you know what a great way to do it is? YouTube also pays me just a little bit of money. I think I make less than $8 a month. But if we get more people up in that, then that would be great. And a great way to do that is to tell more people about the show. I don't put commercials on the live show. I try and make this as accessible as possible. I lose money doing that. So if you guys could help me out by bringing more people in here, that would help out a ton that way. And if you can't help out in that way, you don't know anybody that you think would like the show, you're kind of a lone wolf in this whole situation, you come here for your community, that's great. We don't need to tell Bootopia again to join the thing. He's already here. The best thing you can do is show up. We do classes Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays here on Dr. Cush's Exotic Drinks, where we make drinks, but more importantly, we are making an amazing community together. So that is what I got for you guys. Oh yes, and we will bring Tammy on as soon as possible. Tammy, we will I promise. Tammy will always be a part of this show. I started the other show with her, and so we will always have her here. But we can always press play on your videos if we're not. Oh, that's a great idea. If you guys want to, is this legal? Just press play in front of the on your computers and just walk away from it. You don't have to watch me. I don't care if you're watching me. Push play. We can get this up to like $10 a month. I'm being paid from YouTube at some point. One day. Okay. Have a good night. Watch your fingers with a chainsaw. That's exactly right. Thank you guys. Then the commercial gets played and you get paid. Yeah, that's the way to do it. Thank you, Dean. Dee's always got some way to do this. Thank you guys so much for joining. Please watch all of these names as they go up through the thing. These are my patrons. These are the people that are paying for this alcohol behind me that turns out I drink. That's what I got for you guys. Thank you so much. There will be a show up on Tuesday and it will go live at 6, whether it is me live or whether it is Bootopia's biggest fear that it is a pre-taped show. There will be a show. Arrivederci to you, my friend, as well. And until then, what do we always say? We say, that's important. But then we also say,
are you Dr. Jinga Janga?
And once we figure out who Dr. Jinga Janga is, and we're going to one day, we say,
Bye!
Bye, guys.